Wolves v Millwall, October 2001. 200 Millwall Bushwackers descend on Wolves' subway army. What could possibly go wrong? Let's hear the stories. Millwall fan Roger told us, "We met up at the station pub before heading to Euston Station and then onto the train to Wolverhampton. Our aim was to avoid detection by the transport police, who would then tip off the Met. We arrived in Wolverhampton about 1 p.m. and were pleased to see only a few police waiting for us. They obviously hadn't expected so many of us to make the journey. We had 40 in our firm and there was 4 other firms joined us, so about 200 top boys. We made the short journey to Wolves Ground along the Ring Road and we spotted the subway army drinking in a pub called The Feathers. There was no messing about. There was no police escort to stop us, so we simply stormed the fans standing outside drinking and attacked them full on. They saw us coming and readied for the attack, and some of them tried fighting back, but we had the element of surprise and the numbers to completely destroy them. Some of their lads went down under the barrage of punches and kicks, and others legged it back inside the pub. In all my years, this was the biggest slaughter I ever saw of someone's supposed top firm. They were completely destroyed. We did consider attacking them in the pub, but sirens were sounding in the distance, so someone must have called for backup. We didn't move and called the subway out from their hiding place, but they wouldn't budge. The old Bill arrived and surrounded the pub, then marched us the short distance to the ground. Turns out, 2 subway army had been slashed with a Stanley knife. I don't condone this sort of attack, as it does us no good if other firms think we have knives. I never found out who did the slashing, but these things happen in the intensity of battle. Anyway, we had given the subway army a lesson as to why we have always been top boys, in and out in 30 seconds and their reputation in tatters. After the match, there was a huge escort waiting for us, so chances of giving them some extra whacks were non-existent. But we didn't need to. They already knew who we were. Subway Army members Paul told us, "Once again we have rubbish like this printed in books and forums and it gets me riled, I can tell you." The famous Millwall Bushwackers arrived at 1 p.m. totally incognito and surprised attacked a pub full of scarfers. Normal football lads and women just out for a pint before the match. The pub they attacked isn't even the Subway's pub. Why didn't they phone and arrange a meet-up? It's because they are cowards, plain and simple. 2 guys even got slashed. I mean, good God, have we gone back to the 70s when people were indiscriminately slashed and stabbed just for supporting their team? I lost a lot of respect for the Bushwackers that day. We tried to get at them after the match, but they had the biggest police escort I have ever seen. All for 200 Bushwackers. We couldn't get anywhere near them, and they certainly didn't try to break the escort. Some of them were making cutthroat gestures. All quite sad if you ask me. Not what I expected at all. We thank Roger and Paul for their recollections. It's clear the Bushwackers did indeed surprise everyone with this early attack. Please subscribe for notifications of future videos and to help our channel grow and give you bigger, better stories.